Say, what's cracking, everybody? On today's video, I'm going to take a look at a system called, it's kind of weird to pronounce. Is it RengeOS? RengeOS? I'm just going to call it RengeOS because that kind of sounds fitting. But yeah, basically the only page they have is a SourceForge page right here, and they have two versions. They have the Neri version and the Minimal edition. So what I did for this video is I went ahead and downloaded the Minimal edition. Now, I don't know if minimal means that it's no desktop, or if it is a desktop, if it's a minimal desktop, or maybe it installs Neri, but it's not set up at all and I have to set it up. Either way, the whole goal is to get it installed, and whatever we have to do to get it working, we're going to get it working. Okay, so yeah, I have it up in a virtual machine right now, so let's head on over there and let's take a look at RengeOS. I'm calling it RengeOS. It may be pronounced differently, but I'm just going to call it RengeOS. Okay, I guess when they said minimal, this is what they meant by minimal, because yeah, we're not even on the desktop at all. It says, hi, welcome to RengeOS. To begin the installation process, you will use ROS installer. No network required, or install it from scratch, XD. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna type ROS-installer. Okay, ROS-installer. I'm gonna hit enter. Okay, so what this has opened up is it's what's considered a TUI program. It's like a terminal interface. So, you know. All right, so welcome to RengeOS installation script. This interactive installer will guide you through the configuration steps for RengeOS before it's installed on your system. And it happens automatically, so please relax. Warning, all data on selected disk will be erased. Press OK to continue or cancel to exit. Okay, and the drive is selected is the VDA. So this is a virtual machine. It's the only drive on the system. I'm going to select OK. Okay, current layout, name, size, type, FS type, mount point, VDA. Yep, warning, continue with installation. Yes. Do you want to manually partition the disk? If you choose yes, you will use CF disk to create partitions manually. If you choose no, the installer will automatically partition the disks. Sounds like you're talking my language there. So I'm gonna just select no, let it go ahead and do what it has to do. Click on OK. What is recovery mode? A separate boot up? Nah, we don't need no recovery mode. Just go ahead and do what you got to do. All right, now there's a selection for kernels here. Multiple kernels detected on installation media. The kernel to install, LTS or Pulse. You know what? I'm gonna just leave it on whatever's default. As far as the file system, I'm gonna choose XFS. Let's see, enable ZRAM now. I think ZRAM is for swap, so sure, go ahead and do that. Okay, use arrow keys to enter, select. So my continent region is going to be America and Los Angeles. Okay, select the time zone, America, Los Angeles, down in the left lower corner. Okay, that finished. So now I'm going to select EN US. So let me type the letter E again. And I got to get to EN US UTF-8. There it is, ENUS.UTF-8. Okay, enter host name. What's the name of this? RengeOS. So I'm just going to leave it as RengeOS. Someone leave me a comment and let me know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, because I'm just going off the head here. Okay, enter username. Enter password for the root user. Confirm that password. Enter password for user LinuxHub. Okay, this is a layout of everything that's going to happen. and I'm just going to select yes. This is your last chance to cancel. Disk dev VDA will be completely erased. Continue, highlight yes, and hit enter. Okay, so we'll let this go ahead and do what it has to do. I'll pause the video right now, and if everything's successful, I didn't see no selection for desktops or anything like that, so I still don't know if we're actually going to get a desktop or if we're just going to be thrown out to a TTY. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video now, and then we'll see once we get to the next step. Okay, and just as I suspected, I am just thrown into a TTY, so let me go ahead and log in. Username is LinuxHub. All right, so we're logged in now. So this is the system fully installed, as you can see right here. Basically, there is nothing. I don't have no desktop, no nothing at all. It's just a TTY. So from here, what I have to do is build the system. So at this point, we're just gonna have to sit back, relax, because we're gonna build the system from the bottom up. This is absolutely as bare as you can make it. So from here, just because it's easy, I'm going to do the XFCE desktop environment, because, you know, that's pretty much either that or Cinnamon or even KDE. Basically, any desktop environment, once you install it, you'll get everything you need. But I'm just going to show you a basic XFCE installation. So what we're going to start off with is sudo pacman -capital S and a lowercase y. You always have to do it this way when you're starting off, because you have to make sure that the repositories are synced. But since I got this, I'm going to install XFCE4 -goodies XFCE4 whisker menu plugin. So that's pretty much the whole desktop right there for XFCE4. Now I need a login manager. lightdm-gtk-greeter. All right, so now we have a login manager. I'm not even sure if we have network connection or not, but I'm going to go ahead and put down network manager. So yep. All right, now I could just start installing whatever it is that I want. I think by default XFCE installs Firefox, but just in case it doesn't, I'm gonna put down Firefox. We are going to have the XFCE terminal, so I don't have to worry about a terminal. We are going to get a mouse pad with XFCE, so I don't have to worry about a text editor. And we are going to get Thunar, so I don't have to worry about a file manager. I think that's all I need to install to have a full working desktop environment. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and install this, hit enter, put in our password, and let's see, default, all of them. Default, all. And right here, the default is going to be 1. And right here, the default is going to be 1. And now I just type in Y and let it do its thing. So this shouldn't take long at all. XFCE installs pretty quick, but you know, we'll just hold it out here. If I need to edit it in the editing process, I'll edit it. But you can see we're pretty much done already. Everything's already downloaded. Now it's just a matter of installing. Once I get this installed, what I have to do is I have to enable LightDM and also Network Manager. So once this is done, that's going to be the next step. And we are done just about. All right, and that's done. So now I'm going to do a sudo system ctl enable, and it's going to be LightDM and also a network manager. Notice that network manager has a capital N and capital M. So I'm gonna try to both of them at the same time. I might have to do them one separate, but let me try them both at the same time and see if this actually goes through. All right, looks like all the sim links were created, so that's actually done. Now all I have to do is reboot. So we're gonna go ahead and reboot, and we should be greeted by a login manager now. So like I said before, I don't know if it's actually called RengeOS. I'm just guessing off the top of the dome. If you guys know the actual name of the system, please let me know. All right, this is our login manager. Give it the password, and now we have a desktop environment. So you can see we're building it from the bottom up. All right, one of the first things I would want to do right here is fix my screen resolution. So let me go ahead and right click, applications, go down to settings, and there should be a display here. All I have to do is change this to 1920 by 1080, apply, and we are fully set now. Now we have a full desktop. Resolution is correct. At this point, we're set. This is the full desktop environment here. It's a vanilla XFCE. Pretty much everything we need on here. We have a web browser, we have a file manager, we have a terminal. That's pretty much when you're starting from scratch, that's all you need. At this point, anything done after this point is just cherry on the top. So we have a panel on top. It's the standard default XFCE panel. We have the system tray on the right. On the left, all we have is the applications menu. So we click on this. We have run program, terminal emulator, file manager, mail reader, web browser, settings, accessories, graphics, internet, multimedia, office, system, about, and a logout. So if you click on the logout, it's going to give you this menu right here, so you can log out, reboot, suspend. I'm going to cancel that. And now let's take a look at the about for XFCE. And you can see right here, device, RengeOS, OS name, RengeOS, build ID rolling, OS type, 64-bit, and the distributor is Arch Linux. All right, and we also have a dock on the bottom. Dock's going to have a folder, a search, a web browser, file manager, terminal, and a show desktops or minimize all desktops. So this is the standard XFCE layout right here. So let's say we wanted to customize it a little bit. You know, we can. Let me see. Let me click on the actual panel itself. Go to panel, and we're going to go to panel preferences. I'm going to go to panel 2, which is the bottom one. And I'm just going to remove it. I don't need it. So let's just go ahead and remove it. Now, all we left with is panel 1. I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to grab it, and I'm just going to bring it to the bottom. Kind of give it a, you know, a more default layout. At least this is the way I prefer my layouts. If you prefer it to be on top, leave it on top. And if you don't mind, then leave it right there. Then I'll just go ahead and lock it again. Go to appearance. I'm going to set these to like 80. Give it a little bit of, you know, see-throughness. Okay, that one's at 82. Trying to pinpoint it right to 80 with the mouse. There you go. All right, that's set. Right now it's set to dark mode. I could change it to light mode, but I'm going to leave it on dark mode. As far as the items, I'm okay with everything that's on there. The only thing I would change is this session manager at the end right here, because all these buttons right here, they're already on the applications menu. So I don't need it twice. So I'll go to items, and then I'll click on this actions button, and I'll remove it. Okay, so I don't need that. It's just wasted space, in my opinion. If you want to leave it there, you can. And I'm pretty much done right here. All right, so we got our panel set up. It has a little bit of see-throughness, and you know, we can edit this applications menu. Let's see. We can show icons. We can leave the icon. You know what? I'm just gonna leave it. It's fine. Let's go to the desktop settings. What we can do right here is we could change the background. So, you know, just give it a more modern looking background. And as you can see, things are just changing already. As far as these desktop icons, if you don't want them, you can go ahead and remove them. So let me see, desktop icons or menus. Let's see, which is going to be the one to remove them. I think this is it right here. Remove, remove. All right, they're gone. Close. All right, so we got our panel set up. We got our wallpaper set up. All really that's left to do is, let me go to settings and appearance. Go to appearance, and I'm just going to give it a dark layout. I'm pretty much done. Icons, fine just the way they are. Close, and this setup is complete. I'm happy with everything. We got a dark theme. We got our menu. Let's open up a file manager. Yeah, you can see we have a dark theme. Yeah. At this point, anything else you do to it, you're just adding more candy to it. So you can download more themes, more wallpapers if you want to, more icons, and you could theme it out as much as you want to. XFCE is very lightweight, and you could do so much with it. It's incredible. One of the systems that uses XFCE greatly is let's say StormOS. StormOS, they do a great job with XFCE. There's a lot of systems that do great work. Who was it? I think it's Arco Linux Arco Linux. They have a XFCE desktop environment, and it's pretty clean. The layout is clean. I just took a look at one the other day, the Ukrainian one, Desert OS. That was XFCE, and by far that was the most creative way of using XFCE that I have seen in a long time. Even the video that I saw yesterday, that was Kampala, that was XFCE. So XFCE can be made to look however you want it to look. It can be made to look like Windows, like Mac, like whatever, and it's lightweight. The latest talk about XFCE right now is that it's moving into the stages to move over to Wayland. Right now it is a X11 desktop, but it's moving over to Wayland. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Seems to like every time a desktop moves over to Wayland, it causes it's a new environment, so it's going to cause a lot of issues. And Wayland right now, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Wayland. Wayland's good. It's just that so many programs have been written for X11. And now whatever was written for X11 now has to be written for Wayland. And that's where the divide comes in, because, someone who, most of us, we're just the end user. All we see is the product. We get the product and we do whatever we want with the product. Well, what we don't understand is that if you write something and you write it a certain way, that's difficult enough as it is. And now there's a new environment. Well, Wayland is not new, but now it's being embraced more. So now that Wayland is being embraced more, now all these programs have to be transferred over to Wayland, and Wayland is it works different than X11. Wayland is the compositor itself. You know what I mean? On X11, you have separate compositors where you got Compiz, PyCom, Compton, XComp Manager. There's just a million of them. On Wayland itself is the compositor. So, it's kind of hard to explain to someone that doesn't understand these things, because, we're just the end user. We just get the end product and we play with the end product, and that's all we know. Once you start learning these systems and you get more into the development, like me, like writing my own distro, and every time I'm playing with something, I start to figure out things and I learn new things about systems. So, you feed your brain and you start to learn about the behind the scenes, and then you get a better understanding of what's going on. But, most of us, we're just the end user. All we get is the product, and we get to play with the product, and we don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. But we sure do love to complain about everything, don't we? It's a trip how that works. Anyways, as you can see right here, we got a full desktop on what am I calling this? RengeOS. Yeah, we got a full desktop environment here right now. You know, we got a right-click menu on the desktop. We got ourselves a good panel. You know, we want to open up, let's say, we'll open up a web browser. We can open that up. You know, everything's set up here now. We got a web browser. We got a terminal. Let's open up the terminal. We do have a terminal. If we want to set up like a fast fetch or something, we can sudo. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Sudo pacman -S now fast fetch, and I'll give it the no confirm flag. For those of those that don't know, no confirm means that I don't have to type in Y or anything like that. And then there's another flag I like to use. It's called needed, which means that if it's already installed, it won't overwrite it. So all I do is enter my password, and everything's done automatically. All right, so I'll go ahead and clear the screen, and let's type in fast fetch. All right, make this bigger. So you can see right here, the OS is RengeOS on the virtual machine, and the kernel has jumped from yesterday to today. We're now using officially 6.19, or maybe that's because this distro right here is specifically using this newest kernel right here. All right, we are using Bash. The desktop environment is XFCE4. Everything else on here is going to be relevant to your system. Your icons, your theme, and all that is whatever you set it to is what's going to show here. But as far as memory, we are using 826 megabytes. So very good on the memory. It's not using any swap at all. So all in a nutshell, it's a great system. All right, you guys, before I end this video, I want to give a shout out to Mark Hope. Mark Hope is the gentleman that is the sponsor of this channel. He's the one that gives the donations, and he keeps this ship rolling. So as I say it in every video, thank you, Mark Hope. Appreciate everything you do. All right, you guys, if you're new to the channel, please go ahead and subscribe. If you like the video you just saw, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, by all means, give it a thumbs down. It's all fair game here on LinuxHub Prime. And you never know, I might just be AI. Who knows? Shit. All right, you guys. And I'm out.